August 25, 2001, Marsh Harbor, Airport, Bahamas. A Cessna 402B idles on the tarmac, a full 900 pounds over its certified limit, stuffed with video gear and luggage from Aaliyah's Rock the Boat shoot. The pilot, Luis Morales III, is unlicensed to carry passengers after testing positive for cocaine and alcohol, yet he's in the left seat anyway. Witnesses later tell police that Aaliyah, a nervous flyer, begged her team to charter a bigger plane, then inexplicably lost consciousness and had to be carried aboard. 3.5 hours behind schedule, the overloaded craft lurches down the strip, claws 50-something meters into the night air, and nosedives less than a football field off the runway. 7 passengers and the pilot die on impact. Bodyguard Scott Gallen clings to life only long enough to ask, according to first responders, why the flight ever took off. An official report blames weight and pilot error. Case closed, but internet sleuths still flag 4 anomalies: the unlicensed pilot, the drug, toxicology, the last-minute seat swap that put all 8 aboard, and a famous music video director who allegedly took a lighter jet minutes earlier. 4 red flags, 1 verdict that never sat right, but overweight cargo wasn't the only pressure on that plane.
Hate Jay-Z because he hated Jay-Z.
That was the topic there.
Why did he hate Jay-Z?
Just jealous. Jealous. You don't like him. He hated Jay-Z. You don't. I remember one time he told me, "You see, I make the gangster shit." He had a song called Gangster Shit in the Don Carter G album. He said, Jay-Z threw it in direct. He do that gangster shit. He said it twice. So stupid shit, subliminal shit like that, which probably was true. Because it was funny. He was like, what we say, gang? I'm on that gangster shit. Like he said it twice, and the name is Gangster. And then he had Jay-Z had a cut where he's using Flojo in there. He cutting the Flojo shit in one of his records. And he was like, yo, he used that shit. He had that in his head, like he was eyeing it. Like he believed Jay-Z was a fake him.
Behind studio doors, insiders whispered that Sean Jay-Z Carter wasn't just mentoring Aaliyah, he was smitten. Dame Dash, Aaliyah's boyfriend and Jay-Z's Rockefeller co-founder, later claimed the friendship collapsed overnight when she chose Dash. Dash even alleges Jay-Z pursued her before she turned 18, a rumor that stains today's headlines because it matches other age gap accusations orbiting hip-hop's elite. Add one more twist in December 1999. Jay-Z pleaded guilty to stabbing executive Lancey Unrivera, proof that wounded pride can jump straight to violence. So when Aaliyah's star shot past his own, some speculate a different kind of retaliation, professional erasure, no hard proof, but plenty of motive money, ego control. And in entertainment, a bruised ego rarely sulks alone. It phones a friend with matching ambitions. Enter the friend who always knew how to make problems disappear.
Source Money had made that mixtape up, and he had said some funny things about the fat dudes, and I was in a listening party, in DMX's listening party, and I seen Jay-Z, and Jay-Z pulled me to the side and told me, "Yo, Q," and he seen me with him, he knew who I was, but I didn't even know he knew who I was like that, right? So I was like, hey, I was just dead dolo. So he called me, he said, yo, tell your guys, your guys that Source didn't mean it like that. It wasn't about that. And I already know. I was in the meeting already in the fucking Bronx, in the house, pun.
Picture New York City, December 1999. Champagne glitters. A drink spills, bullets fly. 3 club-goers end up bleeding, while Diddy and 21-year-old protege Shine sprint to a Lincoln Navigator police recover a 9mm from the getaway car. Eyewitnesses finger Diddy, yet it's Shine who spends 9 years in prison. Same month, Jay-Z is in court over that stabbing. 2 scandals, 2 near-miss convictions, 2 men who walk out of courtrooms richer than before. A coincidence, maybe. But the legal teams soon overlap. PR reps share playbooks, and a whisper takes hold. They rise together because they know each other's dirt. By 2003, they're co-headlining the industry, exchanging verses like business cards and presenting a united front whenever lawsuits loom. Fans call it brotherhood. Skeptics call it insurance. Either way, both brands survive storms that drown lesser artists, but protection packs come with price tags and dividends. 9 months after the crash, Destiny's Child drops Survivor, and suddenly Beyoncé Knowles is everywhere. Movie cameos, Pepsi deals, Grammy stages. By mid-2003, her debut solo album explodes, securing 5 Grammys and the coveted Matrix casting. Aaliyah had circled "Fans celebrate a new queen." Conspiracists see a vacancy filled with suspicious haste. Jaguar write an R&B insider with nothing to lose. Fans the flames on live streams. They used witchcraft manipulation, an entire machine, to step into Aaliyah's lane. Mainstream outlets roll their eyes until 2025, when federal prosecutors cite freak-off recordings that allegedly show occult-style rituals alongside narcotics and traffic. Suddenly, the witchcraft jokes feel less funny. Beyoncé denies wrongdoing, of course, and no court document names her a suspect. Yet the optics stick. America's most impeccable brand glides upward. The same year, its only real competition plummets from the sky, and the machine kept humming until lawsuits ripped it open. Late 2024, a civil complaint surfaces in Manhattan federal court. A woman identified only as Jane Doe alleges that Diddy and Jay-Z drugged and assaulted her after the 2000 MTV VMAs. She was 13 at the time. The claim is horrifying, the timeline eerily close to Aaliyah's final year. Defense teams blitz the docket with motions to unmask and discredit the accuser. In February 2025, the suit is dismissed for inconsistent statements. But 2 things survive: sworn testimony that puts both moguls in the same after-party, and a judge's public rebuke of their combative ad hominem filings. Meanwhile, Diddy's separate criminal indictment lays out a pattern of forced labor, drug-laced coercion, and videotaped abuse spanning decades. The FBI raid pulls drive surveillance cams and memory cards from hidden walls. Prosecutors hint some footage predates Aaliyah's death. Allegation now meets evidence, and the internet goes feral. Yet the most explosive evidence may still be locked on tape. Court filings reveal an unexpected twist. Diddy's homes were wired for security, recording VIP rooms where phones were barred. Multiple witnesses tell agents underage guests appear in the footage, facing life in prison. Combs reportedly considers cooperation. Names for years shaved off the calendar. If he flips, lawyers warn tapes could implicate anyone present, whether they touched a camera or not. Jay-Z's attorneys rush to distance their client, telling press he and Combs were never friends. A line fact-checkers instantly torch with 2 decades of joint ventures. Suddenly, the billionaire who curated silence looks exposed, and Beyoncé's team issues rare on-record denials of occult nonsense. But denial isn't the same as distance when the evidence is literal. Video. And if those drives show Aaliyah whore, people bragging about her, prosecutors might reopen a case most fans thought was buried with her online. That prospect sparks a movement years in the making. Scroll TikTok and you'll find teenagers fact-checking FAA logbooks against music video call sheets, matching tail numbers to charter receipts, and asking why a smaller entourage member reportedly took Aaliyah's seat on a safer jet. A Reddit mega thread pins to the top of r/Aaliyah. If Hype Williams flew home first class, who picked the Cessna? Within weeks, a change. Org petition hits 7-digit signatures urging the National Transportation Safety Board to reopen the file independent of entertainment industry lobbyists. Mainstream anchors scoff until traffic stats show justice. For Aaliyah trending above Grammy coverage. Dame Dash resurfaces on podcasts saying he was done with Jay-Z the moment Hove aligned with R. Kelly, the same Kelly who married 15-year-old Aaliyah in secret. What once sounded like heartbreak now feels like a breadcrumb. Fans don't claim solved mysteries. They demand professional answers, because the final section of this saga could topple more than reputations. Legal analysts game theorize 2 pressure points. First, chain of custody. If the seized drives confirm underage exploitation tied to A-list names, any prior sealed settlements are instantly discoverable. Second motive, prosecutors could argue that eliminating a whistleblower, whether in a bathroom confrontation or via an overloaded plane, constitutes obstruction of justice and racketeering. Even if no one is charged with homicide, demonstration demonstrating coordinated cover-up, exposes entire music catalogs to civil forfeiture. Labels that banked billions might pay them back to survivors' funds and cultural capital gone. Imagine a world where Crazy in Love or Empire State of Mind can't stream because the royalties feed frozen trust accounts. That's why insiders whisper that a plea deal for Combs includes one silent clause: do not mention the crash. Yet with every court motion unsealed, the clause erodes. If a reopened Aaliyah file cites new witness statements or shows she knew about underage exploitation, the dominoes don't just wobble, they rocket across the table. And once dominoes fall, they rarely stop.